Good morning, guys. Welcome to the CNC Equipment Kissimmee, Florida home office. We're here this morning. I had to call in. Yesterday did me in. Not from disappointment, which I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of feedback on, that we did not win that elk and it is not going home with us. I am really not disappointed in that. I'm not disappointed that we didn't win. I had my numbers. I stuck to them. I learned a lot. Mr. C, well, we saw how he felt about it. So, but in his defense, he did not see all the legwork that I was putting in on the elk. So I know he's also going to get a lot of feedback and disappointment. So, yeah, he did not realize the level of commitment that I had in time on that elk. But I'm not disappointed in not going home with it at $1,750. That was more than I wanted to spend. I told you I wanted to spend at $500, and I wanted to go through those numbers because Mr. C did give me a lot of good pointers if you watch that video, and I wanted to go through that just to wrap up the elk. Oh yeah, stopped in at Starbucks. They almost spelled it right, just an E on the end. No problem. But I did run out to Starbucks this morning. I'm having a me day. I got a lot of stuff that I've neglected. My duties at home as far as keeping on top of the invoices and shipping and bills that need to be paid. So today is a catch-up day for me. I've got my list. I've got to do my payroll. I got to pay for some items that are coming in. So we got more equipment that's not just from Florida, but from the United States. So some other things that have to be paid for, wires to be sent. And I got to stay up on those shipping invoices. And that's my to-do list. And then after that, I'm going to go find a beach. I'm in Florida, so I'm going to find a beach somewhere. We'll see if you want to tag along. But I want to go through and wrap up this elk. Because again, Clinton gave me some really good pointers. And I want to just show my homework to you. Okay? Okay, just a quick reminder on what those four numbers that Clinton says he always has in mind when he goes to an auction, looks at a piece of equipment. You've got your advertised price, so what you're going to ask for it, like put it up on the internet for. Your retail for it, which means what you have to get out of it. Number 3 is what you want to give for it. What's the price in your head that you want to give for the item that's for sale? And then 4, which is very hard for me, is that fudge factor bid. Kind of what you're going to give for it, but you'll go a little bit more. So that's that gray area, and I'm a black and white person. So 4 that's an emotional part. That's the emotional bid. Now, what you heard me say, what I was going to give for it was $500. Clinton also was on board with $500. So we're even Steven there, $500 ahead of time before the bid even started. But you saw that bid. I mean, it jumped to $500 right off the bat. So I was out before I could even raise my hand, and my hand was not in my pocket. It was ready to pull the trigger at $500. And there was a pelican that sold, and it sold for $300. So I did see that bull sell right before the elk for $2,100. So I knew my heart was already starting to drop, but that's okay. Just, being prepared for what was going to come next when the elk was up. Now that fudge factor that I told you, I'm black and white. If I would have gone any higher than $500, I probably would have gone whoever was bidding and won it at $1,750 would have gotten me at like $2,500, $4,000, $5,000, because then I don't know how to stop. So $500, I had to stick with $500 and stick to my guns because it could have quickly gotten out of control. But in Mr. C's defense, which he admitted to me later, he was willing to pay $1,500 himself. I mean, it was definitely very interesting to be at the auction, to really be involved and participate in all aspects and see what Mr. C goes through on 100 times that. I mean, I'm looking at one item, he looks at hundreds of items. So definitely a new level of respect for his side of the business. A couple of other things I wanted to point out. That bike, it went for $170. You guys hopefully saw me. I didn't know that you can get copyrighted, based on music that's just, I didn't even know it was playing during my measuring exercise with the elk and my stationary bike ride in the ring. I didn't know that you can cut upright, so hopefully you saw that, the material, when I got on the bike. But $170 is what that sold for. After getting on it, I probably wouldn't have paid more than 25 bucks. 25 bucks, 50 bucks? 50 bucks for the color, 25 bucks for the actual bike. I had a viewer tell me that the fender was on backwards too. Those are the things that I don't catch. I don't know. So I appreciate the feedback and the involvement in my channel, because I do look at all of your comments. I look at them. I really want to respond to every single comment because they're all good. They're all good comments. But if you get a like from the creator, that's me, that means I read it, I saw it. If you don't, it's because I really want to respond, but I can't right at that moment. So I leave it in my kind of open box. That's how that works. But so much good feedback, so much comments, so much involvement. So I appreciate it. I mean, if you choose to stay with me, we're going to see what other kind of adventures I can get to back home, because we're winding down. I'm going to have to start packing up the camper and making our northbound route, or northbound journey back to the kids. But I'm not going home empty-handed. I've ended up with two things that were not on the wish list, but were must-haves. I got the measuring tape that was $5. If you remember from the video, came in very handy on all my measuring. Guess who's using it today, guys? One guess. Guess who's using it because he can't find his? Yeah, who pulled through? That's me. Okay, so he's using my measuring, which I will find it. I will find it, and it'll make its way back home to Indiana as a souvenir of this journey that we took together. Okay, that was kind of mushy, but the tape measure. Also, I got a new laptop, guys. I wish I did some research to see how old this original guy is. He's like 11 years old. In technology world, that's ancient. He has an error that pops up every time. But I want to show it because, I want to show it because look at that family. Look at that family. Those are my babes. I miss them. Tucker turned 17 on Tuesday. Deep breath. Yeah, so I miss them a lot. But I got this new laptop. Found a deal. I did my research. I don't need a lot of RAM or yada yada yada. I don't need that. But it was on sale last week, and I had it shipped to the Fort Wilderness campground. Picked it up. So today I'm gonna get that set up. I'm gonna work from the new laptop today. No errors for me. It's a good time. So I ended up with the tape measure and with a new laptop. So I'm happy. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy I'm here. And I'm happy about this whole situation, and appreciate your support. But heavy stuff, a lot of information thrown at you this morning from the home office here in Kissimmee. But she's wrapping up. Only a couple days left. Clinton's at Yoder Frey today. They were bidding on, let me think here. The wheel loaders were bidding out today, and the skid steers were bidding out today. Yeah. Tomorrow is mini excavators, so I might join in on that if I get my work done today. And if I find that beach today, because that's on my list of things to do. So I'll meet you at the beach. Good morning, friends. I did not find the beach yesterday, but it's still on my schedule. I found myself here at Yoder Frey, back with Mr. C. The team is back together again today. This is a very different auction. This is my first day here. Very different auction style. You can sit in this tent here and a chair and just watch the equipment roll on by. So we're not following a truck around today. Well, we might be when we're looking over here, because there's another ring going, and it's got motors for sale that we've got our eyeball on. I don't know if that's for that special project you referred to earlier, but I'm checking in, and I think it's about 10 o'clock. Busy morning already. We were here at 8:30. I am going to be sore tomorrow. I carried the jump pack around several times. I came in handy. wrote lots of notes. And that is just as important as the bidding, just being educated, and we found that out with the elk. I'm not gonna kick that horse much more. After now 48 hours of reflection, I would have had buyer remorse, to be honest, and Mr. C knows that. So I'm glad he was hard on me and kept me honest. But we've got some mini excavators that we're looking at today, some big excavators we're looking at today. We're gonna see what we can take home. Oh, boys and gals. Adrenaline is pumping this morning. Can you see the glow, the glisten? Yeah, sweat going down my back, between my shoulders. Mr. C left me in the tent right here. This is fresh off the press to bid on a mini excavator. He made my number, 25,000. I had my bidder number right here, ready to go. Hands were not in the pockets. I'm gonna have to look at some hands-free options here for the phone so you can get this primo footage that I was so proud of at the beginning. You know, that raw and real footage. Yeah, that would have been, I held my breath for that whole 30, 45 seconds. Okay, I did not win it. It went for 30,000. But that he trusted me, hashtag priceless. I was down here bidding on the motors. I tucked into the tent to tell him where they were at. And he's like, ooh, hey, we're both in the game, bidding at the same time. That's teamwork. That's teamwork. I wish I could give him better news that I won it. That would make my day. But I'd also like to discuss, I feel like I had an interview this morning. I feel I passed. I'm gonna ask him about it on the follow-up Florida auction when we recap the last 2 weeks and get the gist of, if Mr. C, kind of my report card for the last 2 weeks. I'm gonna ask him if I passed the interview today. He had me on an excavator. I'm gonna show you the dirt that I dug. I mean, I feel there's gonna be an episode in my future of me running the equipment. But today was just a trial run, just to see if I listened to instructions. I mean, we're talking left hand in, right hand in, push out, left. Those kind of instructions he was giving me. I'm pretty sure I nailed it. Deep breath for everyone. A lot of action, a lot of Bridget action today. So I may not get the real footage, so I may have to just give you recaps. But that's okay, that's part of what my clips are. But I ran the excavator. I'm gonna insert a picture of the dirt. That's my dirt. That's my dirt, guys. When you see this pile, that's my dirt. But that episode that I'm talking about, that I've just kind of been rolling around in my head, I really think that Hunter and Tucker need to teach me. I'm not sure Mr. C has the patience for it, to be honest. But we may revisit that in Nashville, Indiana. I've got some things up my sleeve just to keep the content fresh.
3,000 bigger than 3, bigger than 3. Anybody want to go? 3,000 bigger than 3, bigger than 3. So 27.50.
I'm getting ready to tuck in the tent for a little bit here with Mr. C, but I also want to say he's giving me some mixed signals. If you remember his advice from a previous video, he said, which I used during the elk footage, he said sit in the back so you can survey your competition and who you're bidding against. So I'm confused on why he would be in the front row. There's got to be some different strategy that he's using today. Maybe I'll ask him, maybe we'll get an answer, maybe we won't. But I'm very curious. Checking in on ring 2, see where they're at, so I can update Mr. C, so he knows how many items away from the next lot he's interested in this ring. Look at the clouds, guys. It's a dandy day here in Florida. I just stepped out of the tent. It was tense in the tent. I'm gonna get no footage inside the tent today, but since I can't take you in the tent, I'm gonna bring the tent to you. Okay. First installment of the tent to you. This is me in the tent. This is Mr. C in the tent. Did you notice the difference? You had to look close. It was very subtle. I'm looking straight ahead. My nose is itching. I'm not moving an inch, guys. Not moving an inch or I'm getting kicked out of the tent. But I can see out of my peripheral, Mr. C, with that subtle, very subtle head nod. It's really impressive. At the conclusion of installment 1 of bringing the tent to you, I can update you that we are still empty-handed. It's still early in the day. He says it's going to be a long one. 11:20 deep in the morning. We are moving right along in this ring 2. Mr. C is going to be tied up for a while with the big boy excavators. I know I'm going to be responsible for watching this ring 2. I'm ready. I'm up for the challenge. Probably about 60 or so lots away from his items that he's interested in. I already got my notes though. I got my limits. I got my bidder number still. I did have to rewrite it though. Either a lot of restroom breaks, wash my hands, or a lot of sweaty palms. It's a toss-up. Ring 2, guys. Who's the winner? Who's the winner? That's me. Happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. I just wrapped it up. I won 2 buckets. I couldn't do the footage because I've been instructed that I can't show our livelihood, you know, what we buy stuff for and what we sell stuff for. But I just won. I just won. Speechless. I'm really glad that Mr. C was thirsty when I went and gave him the news that I wrapped it up, that I won. His smile, it was something special. But he was thirsty, so it gave me time to get a little bit of space from the excitement, kind of go back to the Bronco and regroup and get some refreshments for us. A couple of things I want to recap about what happened, because I know I couldn't take you along. So this is me bringing the auction to you, not the tent, but bringing you the auction. It wasn't just me bidding alone as well. I had competition. It was a little game of volley. I jumped in first. We jumped in. I jumped in and won. It was short. It was 15 seconds. It felt like 15 minutes. But I was the victor. So that was the first thing. There was some competition. It was just not me, boring, blah. No, there was action. That was one. Number 2 was that I bought them for under my top bid. So I did not have to fudge whatsoever. I wasn't going to. I was going straight up with what my top amount was, no going over. So got them for a good deal. Third thing, auctioneer complimenting me. He said, that looks like a lady knows what she wants. Yes, I do. And then I pulled out my hand and gave him my bidder number. You weren't phased. Why are the guys not writing their numbers on their hand? They're like bumbling. When they win, it's like bumbling with their book trying to find their number. Let's be efficient, guys. Think of all the minutes that we could save up in the day. I got some pointers. I got my own pointers for the bidders. People might be interested in is what technique I used. Okay. When we did installment 1 and Mr. C had the head tilt. No, that wasn't me. Okay. Are you ready? That's the auctioneer. And this is me. Straight face, finger tilt. That's my technique. That's what I feel comfortable with. That's what brought me home the win. Hey, you know how I like my games. This is probably my longest running game. Of my life. It is, will she make it? I've been playing this game for years. I win some, I lose some. I made it. That's right, guys. I'm just a winner all over the place today. I am speaking too soon. I'm getting a little confident, a little cocky. Gonna have to knock me down a notch, but I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Glenn said it's gonna be a long day. We still have dozers to go. He's ended up with 1 mini excavator. He did tell his viewers that I won 2 buckets. So cat's out of the bag, guys. I'm a winner. Those items I bid, I wrapped them up. Those were buckets for the Sandy that we bought earlier this week at Jeff Martin Auctions. He's watching some engines bid out, but I'm gonna wrap it up. It's still yet to be determined whether or not I'm gonna find that beach. After such a successful day in riding all these highs, I had a lot of highs today. I can't even think of one low. Looks like dozers are up next, honey.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, but I already told my viewers I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead.
Oh, you think you're big time now?
No, I already admitted that too, that I was getting a little confident and a little cocky. I was even giving out bidder pointers about writing your number in your hand so that you're prepared.
1, 2, 3.
I gotta knock myself down a notch. So I just wanted to close up shop here with a little review from you on how you felt about my bidding today. If I came through, if I brought home the bacon for the team.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take a sure. That's a big win in my book. And a smile, a sure and a smile.
Were you concentrating hard?
Oh my gosh, I was really, yeah. My viewers, I don't think find that as funny as you do. But I'm gonna see, I may be back tomorrow. I mean, I'm feeling really good. If you like to see this content, if you enjoyed my recaps, like and subscribe and join my journey. All right, thanks.